I had a feeling the situation was going to get very bad in Bombay, so I decided to leave. A lot of the big cities, yes, from what I know of, yeah, it's sad. Making a mistake I didn't really think too much about when I was working in the South. Like, I just worked. I just did so many films. I was criticized a lot for my body shape. So it caused me to have like a little bit of a complex. I'm really not sure whether it was even hacked right now because there was some sort of unusual activity. Hi, this is Rihanna De Cruz, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hangama.
Ileana, welcome back on Bollywood Hangama.
Thank you so much. So good to see you again.
To see you as well. I believe you are in US right now.
Yes, I'm in the States right now, and it's morning.
It's morning time. All right. So, how have you been?
Good. I've been good. I've been fortunate and lucky that I managed to get out and come here to see my family. I had a feeling the situation was going to get very bad in Bombay, so I decided to leave and come over and spend some time with them. So I've been lucky enough that I could do that, but it's so bad in Bombay right now. It's heartbreaking. It really
Not
is.
really Mumbai, but I think a lot of other parts.
A lot of the big cities, yes, from what I know of, yeah, it's sad.
It is definitely sad. All right. So now, so what is your daily routine like?
What is my day like?
Yeah, these days.
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's great being here. It's great being with my family, with my mom, trying to get her to not feed me like crazy, as all mothers do. But it's lovely, it's nice that I can step out and get some sunshine here. But it's been really good. It's sort of in a way an extension of how it is being on lockdown in Bombay. All my work is remote anyway, so I get to do my meetings online and I do my readings and stuff. So it's interesting, but I get to spend more time with the family, so that's definitely a bonus.
That is definitely all right. And most importantly, you're safe right now.
Yes.
All right. So now you just had a release in the big world,
Yes.
and you're happy with the response to it.
Fairly pleased. Yeah. I mean, there's been some lovely messages from some people, and I seem to cherish a lot more the messages that come from my friends because they know they're not biased, and they're very honest. So it was really nice to get some messages about my work. So it's always nice that people appreciate the work that you put in.
Now, I was reading one of your interviews, and you said that maybe you are not very happy with the way your career has shaped up. You feel that you could have done a lot more, and you would want to do a lot more.
That's true. It is. It is.
Right.
I feel like I could have done a lot more, and I want to do a lot more. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's literally that I want to do a lot more. So it's never too late, and I'm pushing at it and trying to do the best that I possibly can right now. So yeah.
But if you look in the hindsight, you've been part of some really big films, especially down south, and you are, I think, one of the most sought out actresses that we've had, especially in South. You've done some really good work in Hindi as well. So, do you at times feel that you tend to be a bit harsh on yourself?
I am. I'm incredibly harsh on myself. And I kind of like it that way. I feel it pushes me to do better. So, I mean, every time I work on films, I work with some people who've been really nice. In the last couple of films I did, I worked with some really nice directors who told me that I need to be doing a lot more work. They're like, "Why aren't you doing more work?" And it's like, I feel like I'm doing enough, and they're like, "No, you're not." And then I'm doing, interviews with some people, and I've spoken to journalists, and they said, "You should be doing a lot more." And I said, maybe I really should. So I feel that I did a lot of work in the South. I really did. I didn't do as much in Bollywood, and I don't know the reason why I didn't. I mean, there could have been many reasons at the time, but I feel that I was holding back a lot, and I just don't want to anymore.
Right. So, why do you feel that you were holding back?
I think I was just unsure. I was unsure of myself. I was unsure of making a mistake. or doing the wrong film. And it's something that I didn't really think too much about when I was working in the South. Like I just worked, I just did so many films, and some were great and some were not as good. But I think the difference was in Bollywood, I was just afraid that, oh, I can't make a mistake. So I was probably afraid of that, but I'm just, no, I don't want to think like that anymore. I don't want to hold back anymore. So yeah, I want to experiment. I want to maybe take a little more risk in the choices I make.
Of course, in Bollywood, you started off with Barfi, which became like a classic. People still talk about it. And but from what I read, certain films maybe you're not happy with. Okay, and now is it the Scorpion side of you that Scorpios, they tend to be very harsh on themselves. They expect a lot from themselves, and it is always good.
It's possible. It really is. It actually is. I didn't think about it that way, but it makes a lot of sense now that you're saying it. Yes, very critical, very, very hard on myself. I never feel like anything is good enough. And sometimes I feel that's a good trait to have, as an actor, because you're constantly pushing to get better, constantly pushing to do better and be a better actor. And there's always scope for improvement. So yeah, so I'm okay with it.
All right, now, and I believe in 2017, you had certain, I think, body dysmorphia issues as well. You're not happy with the way you look and with your physical appearance as well, but you worked on it, and now you're very comfortable. And I believe you posted a picture in 2020 October and stating that you're comfortable with the way you look. I think you've always, it's very difficult to say that. You've been around since 2006, but you look really good. So, as far as taking care of your part is something that you've done it really well. But why did you have those thoughts that somehow you're not physically perfect for the way your appearance is?
I think there's a lot of factors when it comes to, body dysmorphia. Everyone has a different experience, people who have experienced body dysmorphia, I suppose. When it comes to me, I think it was a lot of peer pressure. So I grew up when I was in my teens, the most sort of damaging time of, puberty or whatever you want to call it. Your growing up years, I was criticized a lot for my body shape. So it caused me to have like a little bit of a complex, like, oh, is this not okay? Is this not normal? Do I not have a normal body? So it made me question a lot about myself. And growing up, I didn't really have, the typical, or there's no such thing even as a typical body, but it was just very strange. I was made to believe that my body was very different. So it was always like, oh, but why are your legs like that, or why are your hips like that? And I'm like, I don't know, it's just the way I am. So it, I think, caused a little bit of a complex. So it somehow stayed. It sort of scars you, I suppose, and it stays with you. And I didn't realize it was dysmorphia till I spoke to my therapist, and she told me that, she's like, it's not a number on the scale, because I was telling her like, oh, when I hit this level on the weighing scale, I'll be happy. And she's like, it's not that. It's dysmorphia, and it's like you might even hit that number and you won't be happy. So you just need to make peace with who you are, and it's okay. So over time, I've just started to relax, and take it a little easier on myself. So, and I feel a lot better. So it's a work in progress. It takes time. Some days are great, some days are not so great.
All right, and even with social media, you have certain viewpoint in terms of the way people maybe they perceive you and the way you would want to be perceived. Now you're more open in terms of expressing yourself on social media, especially Instagram. Apparently, your Twitter account was hacked recently, and I'm sure that must have been an experience.
I am really not sure whether it was even hacked right now, because there was some sort of unusual activity. It kept telling me there's unusual activity on your account, and it wouldn't let me sign in. So I assumed it was hacked. So as a precautionary, sort of measure, I put up a message on Instagram, but I've gained access back into it, so I'm back on it. I think it did take me a while again, because I still sort of hesitate sometimes from saying things on social media, because sometimes people just take it the wrong way, and they can take something that probably didn't even cross your mind when you were writing it. And they were like, oh, is this what you meant? And I'm like, no, this is absolutely not what I meant. but it's so easy to affect people, and people are really touchy and very overly sensitive, I feel. So I'm a lot more open on social media, but I still refrain from certain things. Like I will not talk about things that I don't have complete knowledge about. So I will not get involved in pressing matters politically or other issues, because I'm like, it's not my place. I may be a public figure, but I don't have the education to back up my claims on this. So I probably shouldn't say anything. So I think as far as that's concerned, I'd stay away. But sometimes I do let impulse get the better of me and I say things. Hi, this is Rihanna De Cruz, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hangama.